We're going to be fresh. We're going to scroll freshly. What is up, dudes? It is your excellent friend, the brand, Big Vito T, Super Kick Weekly, back in full force.
Super Kick.
Big V, what
Weekly.
up, my man?
What up? What up? You know me, happy after an AEW pay-per-view.
We are here. It's Jonestown the morning after. Basically, probably what Las Vegas looks like right now. Yes, after this AEW Double or Nothing show, which we watched together yesterday. Excellent time.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep. Thanks for hosting.
It was absolutely 100%. That's what we do around here. So, welcome to the show. We're going to kind of talk about that to kind of kick things off, kind of our parting thoughts and some of the news stories that came out of it afterwards. Quite possibly. I lost Vito for a second. Now he's back. Do I have you there?
Had to turn my Wi-Fi off. Yep, I'm back. Right. Sorry for the interruption, folks.
There was a little interruption. I got a little Facebook notification, which you could probably hear. So I'm going to turn that window off and hopefully not have to deal with that the rest of the way. So yes, AEW Double or Nothing was last night. Pretty good show.
Good show.
Nothing too like headliney, you know what I mean? Coming out, not, a couple things happened that were nice, but there was no like blockbuster thing. And none of the matches you could really say were like overly good, but it was good. It's kind of my short review of it. What did you think in like a totality perspective?
I'd say most of it delivered.
Okay.
I think that's a good way to
That's a good way to put it.
Most of it delivered.
Yeah.
I think it was good. I would say real good. I wouldn't say great. I would say real good.
Definitely.
There's a lot of good moments I would talk about. Happily.
The last two matches seem to go over pretty well. We're talking about the Anarchy and the Reno, which of course is always a fun time. And
now, when you say go over well, you mean in your living room, not in the crowd, right?
That
because
is
the crowd
we definitely could discuss this. Yeah, no one is really talking about how strange this crowd was, and I'm still been trying to like come up with an idea, because it wasn't like, I've been thinking about this, Vito, and I've been thinking that it's not like the crowd was, I don't know, I guess maybe it wasn't too like AEW faithful. Because
it's Vegas.
And they've been there before, right?
Really crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Well, I was watching Ups and Downs. Shout out to Simon Miller.
Simon.
He said that he was live in attendance, and he said that it was a loud crowd. But I wonder if it just wasn't mic'd, or
they didn't have the crowd mic'd very well, possibly.
Yeah, I don't know, because the front couple rows didn't even seem very excited to me. I don't know.
You remember during the opener, and when they did the spot where Swerve put, Orange's hands in his pockets, and you did hear like a little audible, like, "you effed up" chant.
Yeah, that was funny.
So, like, that makes me think that, like, but I don't know, but you couldn't really hear it. Gosh, people quit messaging me.
So popular.
right, just like I'm the hero of the day. Uh, yeah, it was just weird. It seemed like maybe that chant should have been a little bit more audible, or it was just like a very small subsection of people who are actually like the chanting, like, all involved, the all in fans, if you will.
The all-in fans who are in on Double or Nothing. Quick side note on the Orange Cassidy Pockets thing. I was watching that new AEW trailer that they put out for Fight for Nothing, and there
Fight for
seems
nothing.
to be a button. Fight for Nothing. That's funny. Fight forever. Sorry, folks. Fight forever. There seems to be a button that you press to put Orange Cassidy's hands in his pocket, and then you can pin somebody with your hands in your pocket.
the
I just saw that in the new trailer.
That is super cool that they worked that in there.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
on a side note, the Fight for Nothing video game is actually um, a separate video game that's coming out. Possibly Power Pit Pro Wrestling's involved with it. I'm not sure. I'm just, oh man.
We kid, we kid.
Oh no, I saw the opening. I had to take it. Crucify me if you must.
June
But
29th, Fight Forever.
it would apply to
I'm looking
really
forward
any indie. Insert indie promotion in the title. It's going to be a collective indie game with a bunch of different indie promotions involved. Maybe they're involved. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I heard that there is a game coming out called Fight for Nothing. So. Anyway, yes. Fight Forever is going to have this cool. This cool spot that you can
Yep.
somehow.
Hands in the pocket.
Yeah.
With a
So,
really uncomfortable pinning combination.
and it's beyond just being a taunt. That's what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He pinned him. Yeah, check it
Okay.
out.
Right on.
It's the Four Pillars trailer.
Okay. Find
Yeah,
this on YouTube or something, I'm sure. Right.
yeah, yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting little tidbits that came out of this show. From a headline perspective, though, I mean, it's like, okay, MJF keeps the title. The return of Chris Statlander was pretty amazing.
Yeah,
Jade's
let's stop
streak
right
is
there.
over.
Hold on a second.
So there you go. There's something to talk about.
Yeah, Vito's been calling that for a long time.
Yes, let's give Vito his roses, people.
Check the archives,
100%
folks.
go back. It
Check
was
the
sometime, what,
archives.
last summer? Is what
Yeah,
I don't know. It's somewhere.
yeah. Every time we've ever had the conversation, who's going to dethrone Jade, I've always said it's one person, Chris Statlander. As soon as she comes back from that leg injury, she's got it. She's the only person to do it.
So she's
Which brings me
been
to
out
that
for
new
a while.
T-shirt that we were just talking about. Yeah, she's been out for a long time.
Yeah.
Her new T-shirt says, "What's it say? New knees." Uh, I lost the shirt. Where'd it go? It said, "New knees, new no limits." That's what it says. And and she's back. She's a champion, and I've always been a fan of Chris Statlander.
Go buy that.
Uh,
Go buy that freaking thing right now. I tell
oh,
you
here it
what.
is, right here.
Go buy it.
New knees, no restrictions. Is she cosmic or woman, or is she more? Chris Statlander.
She's much, much more than
Much,
any of
much
that.
more.
Any of that.
And Orange Cassidy is gonna go buy her a new backpack to hold her belt.
Yes, Orange Cassidy tweeted out that he was going to be buying his friend a backpack. So we're going to have two backpack carrying champions, presumably.
Also coming out of Double or Nothing, congratulations to Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello. gonna have a little baby.
What a cute birth announcement that was during
And
their
I
entrance. Wholesome
watched
moment, which you don't
I
really
watched
get from
his
Sammy Guevara quite a bit. Am I right?
no. But I watched their official announcement on their YouTube page,
Right.
and they found out they officially found out 4 months ago, and she actually wrestled the match while pregnant. So she's got the Saraya life story where her mom wrestled with her in her belly.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so there's that.
Built into the DNA.
Yep.
Oh yeah, some cool, wholesome stories and stuff coming out of this show. Not so wholesome. We get the Takeshita turn at Don Callis. I've been thinking about this all night, Vito. Like, the Takeshita thing is fine. I'm just so like the Don Callis thing is just super weird. So he's like the
Yeah, I've
new
never been a
Regal.
fan.
Is that what we're doing here? Is that the idea?
I don't think so. I didn't see a big bond between Takeshita, Don Callis, and the BCC last night. There was no hugs and slap hands. I didn't
Right.
see none of that. I saw weird looks. I saw Brian Danielson going, "Hey, look at that guy. He's pretty good." Because Danielson's talked about Takeshita in the past. Um, but yeah, I think there'll be a short little alliance thing there, but um we were talking yesterday if they're adding Takeshita to their little group thing, even if it's only temporary, to go on to the match we want next, or I want next, which we discussed. Um and we were talking to each other about who's gonna add to the elite. I saw in a comment today that I totally forgot that is a extended member of the elite, Kota Ibushi.
Yes.
So there is their fifth member to go against the BCC and what's his first name? Kanosuke Takeshita, right? Is that right?
Konosuke, I don't know. Konsuke.
Kanosuke Takeshita. Uh, in the match, we both want blood and guts. So
I've
it'd be cool if
also
that was at Wembley.
I saw a snippet from Uncle Dave this morning too that said something about Okada as well, potentially, because Omega mentioned that he had a couple of friends that were going to come and help. So
Why would he need more than one?
I really don't know. Maybe just to like get ahead of them.
Because he needs two people to match John Moxley.
But then that's 6 on 6, right? Isn't that what they do with that match? Or it's a 5 on 5?
I think it's 5 on 5. Because it was
Didn't last year they have like 3 teams?
no, last year it was
It was Jericho Society against somebody. Against
yeah,
BCC, wasn't it?
no, but it was it Jericho Society or was it the other one? The other Chris Jericho one.
It was Jericho Society by that point. I'm pretty sure
Oh, let's
because
go
they
look.
were because they had split the Santana and Ortiz were on the other team. Remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's go check it out.
yeah. Look that up for us, Vito. Get us some backstory
Blood
on
and
that.
Guts was Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli
Yeah,
defeated Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Daniel Garcia, and 2.0, Menard and Parker. So
right.
yes, it was Jazz.
So a 6-on-6.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay. Wow, I didn't realize there was that many guys.
Right.
Holy
it's
crap, that's a
it's
lot of dudes in the ring.
it's bigger than any of that. Well, part of them will be on top and outside, and you know how they're going to do it.
I did not realize. So who's the? See, there's 4 in Blackpool Combat Club,
Yeah,
and then
plus
you add
Takeshita,
Takeshita. Who's their 6th member?
yet to be determined, I guess, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
You know,
All right then. That's to be pondered.
I don't know, man. Bill?
Hey,
Wouldn't that be something,
that's
huh?
not that's not even beyond, you know, the scope of reality.
It could happen, right? I mean, I know it's kind of far
And,
fetched, but
and if it's not Phil, I wouldn't be against or beyond surprised if it's Joe.
okay, that's cool too.
Even as just a one-time fill-in because he's a Ring of Honor television champion.
I
But
like that.
I do like that because he fits. Joe's a ass kicker like the
Yeah.
rest of those guys. So yeah, Joe. I think that's cool. Now we've been dancing around. Can we talk about the explosive super kick? That was cool.
So, I mean, I don't know. That was just crazy.
So on Twitter, I've seen now that those Nikes were Spider Verse X Air Jordan ones.
Okay. And that's just what
There's
they
a picture
do.
of here. They look, yeah, that's what they do when you super kick someone. They explode. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
They're cool looking shoes. Uh, but yeah, Spider Verse.
Okay.
Digging it.
Well, there's a new Spider-Man movie coming out or something, right? So
Yeah.
I guess that was part of the tie-in to everything. Yeah, they did a lot of crazy stuff in that match. Definitely worth going back and watching. Of course, this is continuing. Something we don't really know though is the MJF thing. What do you think? Where do you think you go now with MJF? What's the next feud? Is this done? I
No, it's
You don't
not
think
done.
so?
He beat Darby Allin with a headlock takeover. I'm pretty sure his next feud is Darby Allin.
Hmm. Okay.
Oh, quick side note: Happy birthday to Takeshita.
Oh, all right.
Today is
Birthday present.
Takeshita's birthday. Happy birthday, Takeshita. You're a heel now.
So we'll have to see. Yeah, I really have no strong take at all as far as like where the MJF thing is going to go from here. I guess that would make sense. Um, you got to think, they have Forbidden Door coming up and then this Wembley show and
Yeah,
then a regular pay-per-view after that. So it's literally like pretty much bing, bang, boom, like 3 within the next 4 months or whatever it is.
yeah.
Um, these shows. So last year there was no, no, wait, there was an AEW. title match or something, right? It was no, it wasn't a title match, but it was still a champion versus champion or something, right? It was Moxley and Okada. What was the main event last year? Or
At Forbidden Door.
yeah, it was a four way. No, that was for
Hold
one
on.
of their belts. They defended the title separately. No, I don't
Give me a
remember.
second.
Short term
Give me
memory
a
loss.
second. I'll pull her up. I mean, I'll get our media department
Right.
to pull her up here.
That media
The main
department
event.
sometimes
Uh,
is
it was John Moxley versus Tanahashi for the interim AEW championship.
oh, that's right. Because, yeah, that was during one of the weird, one of the punk holdover times, right?
Yeah, and then Jay
Oh.
White defeated Hangman, Okada, and Cole for the IWGP title.
That's right. That's right. Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
and
there's all
then
kinds of. I mean, so this blood and guts thing, is that going to be, I guess that's going to be at this Forbidden Door then?
ooh,
We could just kind of bring that out there, right? I mean, that's got to be.
um,
If they're bringing in, if the Japan guys are part of it. But Kota Ibushi is not a New Japan guy, so that's like, you know what I mean? That's what's weird. He's done with them, isn't he?
yeah, but maybe by then he'll have a contract with AEW, and it'll be like, oh, there's a Japanese guy. Yeah, Forbidden Door. Pass it off or something. I don't know.
Mm. Yeah, there's a litany of things they could do, but they have that. We have that to look forward to.
Yeah,
That's pretty much all the pertinent storylines. Of course, you have the tag team and stuff like that. We'll see where they go with that. We kind of glossed over this part of the talk before with the Chris Statlander thing. Jade's streak ends. Where does Jade go from here?
ooh. Maybe does she go to the next step up? You think on Wednesday she comes out and she goes and she comes out and says, "I'm done with that TBS title." Tony Storm, you're weak. You beat a broken woman. I'm 60-1. You're a million and a million. Give me your belt now. You don't deserve it. Beat a broken woman. I lost after losing or after winning. I don't know. That sounds good to me. Book it.
That could work. You could do that. Something gives me a feeling, though, they're probably going to draw it out more with this
Yeah.
Statlander thing, though. I mean, that's just the feeling I get, but I mean, they could do that. I mean, you also mentioned, you had this take during the show last night that the idea for Hater to lose was to win it back at Wembley, right? And that's a couple months away.
Yeah. But then I read something or I heard something in an interview. Oh no, Simon said something about how the injury is legit and she probably shouldn't have wrestled last night.
She did a
So
lot of stuff for there to be a legit injury, but I guess if you're screwed, you're screwed, right?
yeah.
Yikes.
But I mean, when she hit that clothesline and she fell like as soon as it hit, either she's a really good seller or she's got some pain in that shoulder.
Well, we saw the
So
bruising. We did see bruising
yeah,
in there, right? So,
major bruising. So I don't know.
hmm,
Cody. Cody wrestled with a torn pec and still went out for what 9 months. So we'll see.
Oh, okay. So on the MJF thing, I guess neither one of us watched the scrum
Oh, I
from
was
last
gonna
night.
watch it today.
So just a
Got no.
headline here I got from a unnamed wrestling site says MJF calls NJPW the drizzling shits. Says he doesn't want to wrestle on Forbidden Door.
Oh my god,
So there you go.
the drizzling shits. Oh, what's drizzling shits in Japanese?
Let's pull up the
Oh
translate. Huh?
my god,
This is
that's
this is the
insane.
quality audio that we're gonna get on this show. So drizzling shits, English detected, but we want to translate this to Japanese.
Japanese, yes.
Well,
Let's see how well it
Kiri
translates.
Kiri Omega Furu. Kiri
Omega's in the word for drizzling shits. Son of
A Mega Furu.
that's not good.
AMEGA
Oh, a
FU.
mega. Okay,
Yeah, A Mega, not Omega. A Mega Furu. So I'm guessing the Kiri is the shits part and the Omega Furu is the drizzling part. But don't quote me on that exactly.
yeah. Oh my goodness.
Also at the
That's the
scrum,
stuff you get here at Super Kick Weekly, folks.
quality audio here, people.
Yeah,
Quality
and
freaking audio.
quality translations too.
Also at the scrum, of course, Tony reveals that 65,000 tickets have been sold for All In and has a gate over $8 million.
Holy crap!
So just think about that, bro.
That Wembley show is gonna be awesome. Those guys are gonna be so loud.
Um, Literally the biggest show that they've ever had, right? I mean, we were talking about
I
this last night as well. I mean, this will be the
think it's their
biggest.
first big stadium show. I mean, they did Jacksonville, I'm pretty sure, but
Yeah, but
I don't know
the
about
way they
that.
had that place set up, I believe it was a lot less. But I don't really
Yeah,
remember because I wasn't really watching at the time. But
yeah, but Wembley is something else.
impressive nonetheless.
Yeah,
Very
so
impressive nonetheless. So I just saw something pretty funny right here. I would throw by. I have not read this yet. Um, so this is something. This is translated from something that was said on the MMA Hour. Hulk Hogan talking about Roman Reigns.
oh, all right.
He's got it figured out. Hogan said of Reigns. A lot of
Oh
people
shoot.
wrestle for 20 or 30 years and they don't ever figure it out. I mean, they're smart to the business, but they never really figured it out. He's figured it out as far as placement and timing goes. And that slow, methodical cadence when you're in the ring. Yeah. Oh, blah, blah, blah. He talked about some other stuff, but
Oh my gosh. Well, good
he is
for you, Roman.
also, so he's acknowledging the tribal chief is basically what
Good for you, Roman. You've been acknowledged by the Hulkster.
the Hulkster brother, the freaking
I'm gonna scroll
Hulkster,
through Twitter real quick and
acknowledged
see
him.
if I can pull out a couple quick tweets that stand out at me that
Absolutely.
have to do with Double or Nothing. Let's see here.
Yeah,
Let's
we could
see
definitely
here.
do some more of that.
These are tweets and retweets by AEW. All right, so they're officials here. Wheeler Yuta tweeted, "I pinned Kenny Omega." So
Oh my
Good
gosh.
for you.
Yeah, that's something uh, that's something that's going to be on his resume, and you're going to hear that a lot over the next few months. I guarantee it.
The Young Bucks posted a picture of the Nike that did the super kick. It's got chars all the way up the side of it. Just it's all burnt on the side of it. Kind of interesting. Might want to look that up.
All right.
Uh, oh yeah, that's right. They put tacks in his mouth and gave him an uppercut. I forgot about that.
Tax in the
That was
mouth,
messed up.
tax on the
Yeah,
foot,
yeah, really messed him up.
all that tackery.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I was sad. Hangman took off the eye patch. That made me sad. I was hoping he'd rock that for a while.
What's next for Wardlow, you think?
I don't want to see him climb up any more ladders. So that's not good. I can't believe he tried to climb that ladder a second time. Uh, I don't know. A Luchasaurus. There we go. I think
Oh, so we're
Luchasaurus is the next guy.
right. Okay, so we keep that going and then just switch it to Luchasaurus because that's what we thought this match was going to be anyway.
Actually, I'd like to know what Hulk Hogan thinks about Luchasaurus.
A Sabu spot, I guess, was a nice little thing. I didn't see most of that match, but like you said, they just everyone got
That
ejected.
was a lot of uncomfortableness. It was really weird. Um, let's see. There's not much more on here. There's mostly just videos from last night.
Ooh,
Uh,
here's another another MJF thing we could talk about.
all
I
right.
did see somewhere also during this media scrum where he is now I believe changing course on the whole bidding war of 2024 deal.
Really?
He made some sort of comment about how yes, it's a definite course change because when someone asked him about that, he basically answered it like, well, I'm going to be the AEW champion for as long as I want to be, and then when I'm done doing that, I'm just going to retire. Is what he said.
Wow.
So that
I
is
guess Tony
now
won the war.
out the window, right? Maybe
Yeah.
maybe that's a subtle way of saying that he's already signed an extension. I mean, we're literally 6 months away. So I mean,
Yeah.
if you were Tony, I would believe you would want to get that done if you could.
So someone pointed out on Twitter here, uh, Jess the Buckeye said pointed out that when all the pillars hit their mentors finishers, that was a cool spot.
Oh yeah.
Darby and Scorpion death drop, Sammy hit the code breaker, Jungle Boy the kill switch, MJF hit the crossroads. Let's see.
Adam Cole says bringing Sabu to AEW Double or Nothing was a last minute decision. You don't say.
Yeah, no way.
Oh,
Because
geez.
you called Kyle O'Reilly and he was doing all right. Oh, can we discuss Max Caster's rap right now?
That was savage as hell, right?
Yeah, I got it right
Oh,
here in
you're
front of
watching it
me.
right now.
Yeah.
Yo, listen.
Looking like a reject from RuPaul's Drag Race.
I love it. Okay. Okay. So he says, Buddy acts ominous when he's getting cucked by a kid named Dominic. Okay, that. I don't know. Who's this Dominic kid he's talking about?
Poetry. Poetry in
so,
motion.
so first of all, Buddy gets punked out for the whole Hall of Fame scene where he's just sitting next to Dominic and like it's Dominic,
Yes.
Rhea, and then Buddy, and there's all these pictures of him just sitting there like, oh, I'm so sad.
Right.
Sitting here as the third wheel to this like the most popular couple on TV.
All by myself.
And then there's like Dominic chants while Buddy Murphy is in the. Oh wait, is it Buddy Murphy? Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Is it?
Well, he was Buddy
Buddy
Murphy.
Matthews.
Now he's Buddy Matthews. Yeah.
Matthews. Sorry, Buddy. Buddy Matthews. There's Dominic chants while Buddy Matthews is in the ring. I really, really hope that they do not continue to chant Dominic while he's in the ring. I think that would be awful.
Yeah. Don't do that, people. Have a little
Yeah.
class. Why don't you? You know what I mean?
Just take the one time chant because of the rap and let's not do that again. Ever. So I'm glad we agree on that.
Yeah.
So I want to admit to everybody on here that I was camping this weekend. I came home just in time to be
Right.
shipped off to come to your house to watch Double or Nothing. So I did not watch Night of Champions. So do
Yes.
you want to give us a quick rundown of Night of Champions?
Let's not be remiss. There was another major show that did happen this weekend.
Yes. Yes.
Like you mentioned, you may have missed it, but yes, we had Night of Champions. Vito, in a nutshell, it was a show pretty much what you'd expect from one of the Saudi shows. Um, they ran a pretty big angle with the Bloodline. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn keep the belts.
Expected.
And they're teasing a Jay, or not, excuse me, a Jimmy actually departing from the group. So we'll see how that plays out, kind of going forward.
Are you saying like a USO split up or?
Right. Well, I mean, just basically, yeah, just in general, what happened was it's like Usos come down, they're trying to help, they end up super kicking Solo. Roman bitches them out, pushes them around. Jay decides he wasn't going to take it. He ends up super kicking Roman. Jay's doing the whole "What are you doing, Oos?" thing. Jimmy says, "I'm
Wow.
doing what you should have done a long time ago." He gives him a super kick, and that's kind of and then Roman goes to the outside. Solo ends up getting pinned by Sammy, and that's how they end up keeping the titles. So the wrestling news sites and just kind of everybody in general is treating this like this is it. The bloodline is fractured. This is like, we're seeing the breakup. I'm
Yeah.
saying maybe not so fast. Maybe we'll pump the brakes on that. I'll believe it when I actually see it happen.
All right.
Like you had mentioned, it very easily could apologize or something like that, right? I mean, how do you see it playing out? Do you think that that's possible, or?
Well, now I should probably go back and watch that match. That sounds like a pretty good angle. Um,
It did have people talking.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if I could see an USO split. But I could see the Usos splitting off of Roman.
Right.
But them kicking Solo is interesting to me.
Right. Well,
Um,
the solo, I mean, it was by accident, but
yeah,
Jimmy's
but
kick
that
on
doesn't
Roman
matter
was
in
no accident.
wrestling.
Yeah.
Accident, like, people kicking people on accident in wrestling, they don't care. It's not like they go back and watch it and be like, oh, I know you kicked me on accident, so
Right.
bygones are bygones, buddy. That
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen that in wrestling.
Yeah.
Uh,
Usually is
so
not one that just gets let go.
no, no. So what is this? Was there an NXT pay-per-view?
There apparently was. I did not watch it.
Huh.
Like
Okay. Well,
I can't really speak on it too
yeah.
much.
NXT Battleground apparently. All right then.
Yes.
The only note I have for that is Carmelo Hayes is still the champion. So good for you, Carmelo Hayes. So no, I do not. I can't. I can't see you. Uh, the Bloodline. The only thing I could say what I want to happen is the Bloodline can do whatever they want, but I want the Kevin Owen and Sami Zayn thing to just slide
Slide
away.
out of the way.
Yeah, now after this match,
I mean, you've mentioned
I'm
to me
hoping that
before that you were kind of sick of the storyline. You're just kind of ready for it to be over.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
right.
Well, now that there's actual some internal stuff going, like purpose super kick from Jimmy, um, now I'm re-intrigued. But now for me to be fully intrigued, I need Sammy and Kevin to step away and do what's their next thing? Who beat them? Uh, the purple guys. What's their names?
Street
Rhea
Profits.
Ripley.
Oh
No,
no, Judgment Day. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Judgment Day.
The
Yeah,
purple guys.
yeah. They beat them a couple weeks ago. So I mean, they got to be number one contenders now. So it's time for them to move on to those guys, wrestle them for 6 months.
Right.
Mm.
I
All right,
would
that's just what
I,
Vince does.
I would put the tag titles on Judgment Day as soon as possible, but that's just me. And maybe they can, do
Really?
something else with Sammy and Kevin. Oh yeah.
On Finn and Damien, or on Damien and Dominic?
They'll do a Freebird thing anyway, kind of a thing, I
Really?
think.
Freebird.
Yeah, Freebird style. You never know which two you're going to get.
So you think they should just Freebird everybody in a trio, or everyone in a stable?
I mean, if it's a 3-person stable, I would.
Oh, okay.
Once, because that's right. There's no real precedent. There's no real rule written, right? But
Do you think new
traditionally,
fans? Do you think new fans should be like, Freebird? Isn't that called the New Day? The New Day rule?
maybe so.
Because the new fans really don't know who the Freebirds are. They just know who the New Day is.
Right. The Freebird rule,
Yeah.
I guess for the modern generation, you could call it the New Day rule. But yes, I
Yeah.
mean, but it should only be a trio. It's not right when it's the 4 guys, you know.
Yeah. Imagine the NWO being like, okay, we're the tag champs.
Right.
Just anybody can
Yeah.
do it.
Instead of the
Yeah.
outsiders, you get vicious and delicious that night,
Yeah.
you know?
Hogan
Like,
and Hogan and Nash are tag champs for
right,
the
yeah,
night.
all of a sudden Hogan and Nash, yeah. It
Yeah.
just doesn't work. For whatever reason, it can only be 3 people. It can only be a
Yeah.
3-person
Just
stable that can enact that.
yeah.
For whatever reason, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then again, if you have just like a random team that's not part of a stable, they lose a partner. Usually they just let them pick a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, find someone to defend your titles with tonight and lose them. That's usually
Figure
how
it
it
out.
works.
Yeah. Oh shoot.
It usually always ends up with them losing them because they're not the actual team. There's no chemistry usually. So we had that. We had Brock and Cody. Brock wins by making Cody pass out. So he wins, but, Cody is also valiant and brave in his attempt. So, yeah, that is what it is.
Valiant and brave, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So no squash.
It was
It was a
not.
good match.
It was not a squash. Yeah, Cody, got some stuff in, but of course he had to sell the arm pretty much the whole match. I want to say that it was almost. I think it was almost better than the first one because it was a lot shorter.
So they're 1-1 now?
Yes, technically they are 50-50 in their
So
matches.
their next match has to be a gimmick match, right?
If they do a third match, yeah, they could. I mean, there is Hell in a Cell coming up, right?
Really?
I think so. So they could do that.
No, there's no Hell in a Cell pay-per-views anymore, is there?
Did they get rid of that?
I think they did.
Well, the next one's Money in the Bank. So maybe not.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they
They
did.
gotta have a gimmick match.
Maybe they did sack Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, because they said that Hell in a Cell should only be a match that you only have when it really matters.
It was one of those Triple H isms.
Upcoming events. NXT Battleground was last night. So we got Money in the Bank, Great American Bash, and then SummerSlam. July 1st is Money in the Bank. July 30th is Great American Bash. And August 5th is SummerSlam.
See, so there you go.
Oh, Money in the Bank is at wait, when is the Wembley show?
I'm all in.
AEW All In. Let's see here. August 27th. Okay.
So they're separated quite a bit.
Yeah. Money in the Bank is at the O2 Arena in London, England.
I thought that was interesting too. They're running an arena while AEW is running the stadium. That's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's a complete flip flop from how it is in the States.
Great American. That's why August or July 30th and August 5th are so close, because the Great American Bash is an NXT pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
Premium live event.
PLE.
PLE.
PLE versus PPV.
Oh, whoa, hold on a second.
Personally,
I'm on the Wikipedia, and I just happened to be looking at WWE pay-per-views.
Yes.
And I just noticed, because I was scrolling down at the bottom at when the upcoming events, and it just saw that WrestleMania is April 6th and 7th of 2024. And I saw something that says most pay-per-view matches. Randy Orton's number one with 181.
Wow.
That's an FYI for you guys. Number two by only 5 matches is Kane with 176.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Those are stats that they don't really give you ever.
Weird enough.
I've never heard that stat.
Number 3 is The Undertaker with 174. Undertaker only has 2 less pay-per-view matches than Kane.
Wow.
There you go.
Interesting.
Top 3 pay-per-view people: Randy Orton, Kane, and Undertaker.
Randy Orton, number 1, huh?
Most pay-per-view matches. There you go. That's an odd fact you only get here, folks.
Speaking of Randy Orton, do you believe this stuff about him not wrestling ever again, or do you think we're dealing with like a Shawn Michaels thing and we'll see him in like a couple more
No,
years?
uh wasn't it wasn't his someone like important in his family that says it? Was his dad?
Was it
Who said
Cowboy
that?
Bob?
Um, hold on a second.
Yeah, there was a this. I mean, I've been hearing more and more stuff about this come out as the days go on.
I think it was Bob Orton, the one who said it in like an interview or something.
Right. It seems like there's been like a few different stories coming out. I think this is separate from the Bob Orton interview, but I can't be positive. You
Yeah,
know.
the very first article that comes up when I type in Bob Orton news says it's from Bleacher Report. Says Randy Orton's doctor advised against WWE return amid injury. Says father Bob Orton.
Okay. So
So
so there's been nothing new. People are just kind of recycling this story
yeah,
from
that
the
was 2 weeks
interview.
ago.
Right.
That was 2 weeks ago. So
Okay, so I probably just saw a recycled Facebook
yeah,
post story that was like in the ether for like a couple weeks or whatever.
yeah. Well, there's a good chance that he's not coming back, bro.
I think we see him again someday.
Randy, no Randy.
In pro wrestling,
Oh,
in pro wrestling, death is the only retirement. Don't you know? Look at Ric
nothing
Flair
is
last year.
forever.
Hulk Hogan's even talking about coming out and doing another match again, dude. You see this? Hogan,
What company?
he says,
MLW.
WrestleMania, WrestleMania 40, brother, which is the Mania after this coming one, right? Or no, wait, that would be this next one. Is this WrestleMania freaking 40 that we're going on?
Who?
36.
Who?
36 was the pandemic. 37 was the Tampa that was supposed to be. 38 was Dallas again, or Houston, whatever the Texas one. 39 was, yeah, we were just on 39. So this is WrestleMania 40 we're coming into, man. What the
Yeah,
hell? I am old as hell. I'm old as balls.
dude. Who? Who would you want to face Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania?
If I had the
Who?
article pulled up, I think he proposed some sort of dream match. I want to say he said something about him and Austin was the idea.
Shut. Austin Theory.
No, as in Stone Cold
I
Steve
won't
Austin.
take anything else. I knew you were gonna say that.
But Hogan,
Like,
he was probably high on perks during this interview, I'm sure.
so
Whatever.
what young chap? I almost said young buck. What young chap would you like Hogan to step in the ring with? Is
Ooh,
there a is there a Austin came in and wrestled uh what was it? Who did he wrestle? Kevin Owens.
right. He did Owens,
And
and then
John
yeah,
Cena came in and wrestled Austin Theory.
right.
So who do you want Hogan to come in and wrestle?
I mean, if we're talking about like a young guy, because if we're thinking about dream matches, that's a whole other thing, right?
Yeah, I
You're
want to see
talking
two
young
old
guy.
guys battle it out. I don't want to see two old guys battle out. I want to see one young guy carry Hogan through a match. A good 10-minute match. Hogan can do a 10-minute match.
Well, a Hulkamania match, so we would need a heel, strong young heel. So you could either do You could either do the run it back and do it with Theory, or maybe like Damian Priest or something like that would be cool.
Yeah.
I think.
I think,
Um,
oh, now you mentioned that. I think how about a little story where the demon Finn Balor tries to kill the entity of Finn Balor or of Hulkamania. The only thing that can kill Hulkamania is a demon.
that would be neat, but like Finn, it's so weird, dude. Finn's like, isn't he like 40 now or like close to it?
Why not?
We used to think of, you know what I mean? It was just a
Yeah,
few
he's not
years
young.
ago. He was like a young, but he actually wasn't that young by the time he got to WWE.
Yeah, you're right. He is not young.
He was like in his early 30s, and now he's been
They kind
there
of
like
use
10
him like
years.
he's young.
Right.
Don't they kind of use him like he's young? Kind of
Yeah.
weird.
Yes and no, but yeah, I get
Let's
what you're
see.
saying.
Because Damian Priest isn't young either. I
Younger
mean,
than Finn, but
oh
you're
yeah, I
right.
know that. But Punishment Martinez was um had a good run in Ring of Honor before he
Right.
became Damian Priest.
Yeah, man,
Let's
you got to
see,
think that,
Damian Priest. He is 40.
oh, wow.
Damian Priest is
So
40.
he's not a
Yeah,
young guy either. But that's been the MO of the WWE. They ignore these guys until they're like a name, right?
Finn Balor's 41.
See? And then they finally decide to sign them when they're like 30. And then by the time they get up through the NXT system and pay their dues and all that, by that time they're like 34, 35. And then it's like, and then what? You know what I mean?
Chad
Like,
Gable's 37.
see, dude? And, when he came to NXT and all that, I mean, he had to have been in his late 20s.
Yeah,
And they just kind of, he just kind of worked his career away and never really did much. They kind of, for years, they didn't even use him. Um,
hmm.
so it's weird. The WWE thing is weird, but, I mean, it's either way. I mean, even if you're not the hugest star, you're still in the show, and you're still
Yeah,
making that money and you're still not having to like really work that hard. So, for a lot of folks, that's probably the dream, right? I mean, that is the dream,
yeah.
you know, to where you could
The dream is
make the most money doing what you love and not have to work that hard at it. Sign me
and to
up.
get leg dropped by Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania.
Right. A couple other quick hitters here, Vito, before we wrap this thing up.
What's that?
Trish,
No.
with a couple other Night of Champions notes. Trish beats Becky Lynch, picks up her
What?
first win since 2006. Her first singles win, rather. Excuse me.
How'd she beat? What the heck? How'd she beat Becky Lynch?
I missed the match, but I believe there was some kind of trickery involved, which there had to
I'll
have
have to go
been.
watch that finish.
Um, and then we had the Asuka beats Belair, ends the 400 day title reign.
I kind of felt that.
Um, we were kind of thinking that this was going to happen back around Mania time, if I remember right. And then they didn't
Yeah.
end up doing it there. They decided to save it for here. So
Does that make Asuka a two-time champ?
I believe so. Yes, she was the champion during the pandemic for a while, right? Or right
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah. She got the title when Becky got. Yeah, when Becky got pregnant.
Right, right, right. There you go. Who knows what they're doing with this women's division though? Because it's so chaotic. You had this brand split, and the people not even from the brand holding the titles, and you know, so we'll have to kind of
Oh,
see how that all
she's
goes.
this is her. Hold on a second. She is a three-time Raw Women's Champion, current
Oh,
Raw
okay.
Women's Champion,
All right.
and one-time SmackDown Women's Champion.
So
So
four altogether.
yeah, and also undefeated Women's NXT Women's Champion. So throw that out there.
She's made a pretty damn good career for herself, I would say, in the E. So you love to see
Three-time
it.
Women's Tag Team Champion. Just one more. One more.
Hey, bring it. Keep bringing it if you got it. Um, Rollins becomes the first, or I guess the renewed world heavyweight champion. So they're going to carry on that lineage. This is technically going to be the WCW title lineage, right?
I'm gonna go
Into
look that up real quick. I was really curious about that when they first came up with that. I was
yeah,
curious the history of the title of that. So I'm gonna go look up what he just won real quick.
right.
Media department. I'm looking down at our media department down here, down the basement. Hey guys, get it together.
That would seem to make sense to me
Let's see.
because the big gold belt history, right? Technically coming to WWE and
No,
then
no. It says World Heavyweight Championship, and he's inaugural.
oh, so they're saying Seth is the inaugural.
Yeah,
Well, that doesn't
not
even
to be confused. Not to be confused with the World Heavyweight Championship from 2002 to 2013, or the other WWE World Heavyweight Championship that's also here. Um, yeah, there's multiple,
so.
but this one
Hmm.
is a new one with no previous lineage.
So they're not connecting that lineage at all. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Seth freaking Rollins is the first champion with no prior lineage.
I mean, I guess. I mean, because technically that old title was absolved into the WWE title, right? So,
Oh wow. Tommy Dreamer is quoted in saying that he felt like this title is a consolation prize, saying that it gave the impression that nobody could beat Roman Reigns. But he did praise the design of the belt.
that's how
So
a lot of people feel. How do you feel about it? Do you feel like that or no?
I feel that Vince um, slash Hunter, I'll call him Hunter. Uh,
Trips.
I feel that they have this huge boner for Roman that they just won't take the title off of him. No matter who they put up against him, they just won't do it. And if they do, they'll just put it right back on him for whatever scenario they're thinking about. They'll put it right back on him. They'll put it on like I don't know Jimmy for a night, and then they're like, "Psych." Roman obliterates him in 2 seconds and takes the title back.
Right.
Um, so I don't know. Um, but in my opinion, this Seth one is the legit one, not a secondary. It's the legit one. You put Seth Rollins and AJ Styles. I haven't watched the match yet. I'm gonna watch it today. But if you put Seth Rollins and AJ Styles in a match, the winner of that match to me is the champion. So,
Okay.
folks, that was bad.
Whoa.
Um, um, yeah, that man is the champion. Roman Reigns, I don't know. He's the champion because that's where they put him. I understand that's the same the other way too, because we're talking about wrestling here.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, all they're doing now is getting to a number. I don't see that as him being a champion. I see that as him being a place marker. Seth is the champion. Roman is the guy with the belt. Hot
Yeah,
take by Big Vito T.
no, I can definitely see that argument, and I
Yeah,
understand it. Um, I think that that's kind of how a lot of people feel. I think that there's a big part of the fan base that kind of feels like, okay, well, it also kind of makes Roman's title a little less special at the same time, so it kind of, but I think that overall that's kind of how fans feel right now. In the long term, just like you said, I mean, that's kind of how people will look at it, and maybe that's not such a good thing, because then that also kind of takes the specialness out of the reign of Roman for Run.
yeah. And
No,
I
no
get
pun
that
intended.
too, but I feel like the specialness of Reigns' reign kind of went out a while ago.
Roman's reign, huh?
Yeah. I feel like the specialness went out of that a while ago.
Right,
Like when he beat Sammy, that's when I was like, all right,
right. They
that
sh-
wasn't necessary.
they should have started it earlier, maybe, and that way,
Yeah,
like, it would like really feel like it's time. Because really, yes, we've had this 3-year title reign, but also we had before that we had another year or so, and then even more, like another 4 years of like face Roman that we were that we had to go through that whole time.
yeah.
I actually enjoy this version of his character and the whole thing now, so I'm
I
not,
like this character.
yeah, so I'm fine with it on the whole. But I think that, yeah, it maybe just takes a little bit of the specialness out of it, out of the reign, and then out of the eventual whoever ends up dethroning him as champion. Maybe it takes a little bit of the specialness out of that when you have this
Yeah.
other title over here. But then again, they could literally, because they want to have these records, right? So they could do this other title for 2 years and then absolve again and then have him lose it. I mean, I don't know.
Well, Survivor Series comes in November, and they always bring the two brands together. So if Seth keeps the title, and inevitably Roman keeps the title. So it's gonna be Seth versus Roman in a Survivor Series. So, and that's a story.
Yeah. And you could absolve the titles and make them all whole again at that time, or
Oh, come
basically
on.
whenever they decide to. I don't know. Or you could have the two champions, I guess, is fine. But the point is my point is that I want, when someone actually beats Roman, for it to feel like a big special moment. And I guess it
Yeah.
still will. I don't know.
So this right here even says right here on the Wikipedia for this new title, the title is distinct from the WWE's previous World Heavyweight Champion. And when I hover over that, it's
Mm-hmm.
the big gold from
Right.
WCW that was contested from 2002, excuse me, until 2013 when it was unified into the WWE Championship. The two titles share the same name but do not share the same lineage.
Hmm.
So, official statement from Wikipedia.
Well, there you have it. He's actually the first ever, then, people.
Yep. Inaugural.
Seth freaking Rollins. Well, I think that's about all we have.
All right.
I think we're
Well,
going to go
that's
ahead.
fun.
I think we're going to go ahead and pull into the garage. And yeah, we start the big build here for a couple new big shows to come out here shortly. Like we mentioned, we got Forbidden Door coming up. AEW got Money in the Bank coming up for WWE. And plenty of stuff to watch in between. There's no shortage of stuff out there.
And a new show's coming next week.
Gosh, is that next week? Collision
Yeah,
is next week.
Collision. I
No, we
think
got
so.
a
Hold on
couple
a second.
weeks. We got a couple weeks.
I don't think so. Hold on a second. Let me look.
You got ROH out there. You got Impact out there as well. Various indie stuff you can go watch on YouTube. Watch or listen to old episodes of this podcast, perhaps. I don't know why
June
this.
17th. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, we got a couple weeks.
A week, 2.5 weeks.
Right.
June 17th is the debut of AEW Collision, guys. And the return of CM Punk is coming.
It definitely seems like that's about it.
Phil's coming back, folks.
Now it's
The coach.
ASMR portion of the show. So put some headphones on and relax. I don't know.
CM Punk is coming. And who really cares about CM Punk now? I don't.
I still
I'm
love
Team
you,
Elite.
Phil.
I
I still love you, Phil.
Brandon's Team Punk. I'm Team Elite. Let's see what happens.
I still love me some Elite too. But
I'm rocking the Jungle Boy shirt if we're talking about our shirts right now.
See, there you go. Awesome Jungle Boy shirt. I did not know that's what that was. I thought it was just a very cool outdoorsy shirt.
Jungle Boy. It's from the Elite crate.
Oh, okay.
Jungle Boy.
It looks like one of those tourist shirts that you get in, like, you know what I mean, when you like go on vacation, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
Like somewhere where they have like lions. Maybe Africa. I don't know.
Like some zoo shirt. Safari.
Super Kick Weekly, folks. Make sure you're following the show. Give it a review. That would help. If you're listening on Spotify or whatever, like the video if you're on YouTube and whatnot. Leave us your comments. Let us know what you thought about Double or Nothing. What you thought about Night of Champions. So on and so forth. Predictions, spoilers, complaints, grievances. Whatever it is. Until next time, Big Vito T, have any parting words?
Super Kick Weekly. And Scissor Me, Dad. We haven't done this in a while.
Super Kick Scissor Me. There we go.
There we go.
What a way to end it. Oh, yeah, baby.